pajama I'm taking because it's gonna be so humid in Havana. In about 6 hours, I think we'll land and we'll be very jet lagged and we'll probably sleep, and then tomorrow we'll start our day with some rehearsals and a small concert at the embassy, and yeah, explore Havana. So last night we arrived in Havana and today is day one of our 10-day trip here. It's quite impressive to be back again. Last time was 2 years ago, and that was also my first time. This is the Mozart in Havana Festival. There is a big accent on Mozart. We'll be playing his D minor string quartet. Of course, I'm really looking forward to meeting my family again. My uncle and his whole family 2 years ago. Nicholas, my brother, and I met them for the first time, and it will be really special to see them again. I'm looking forward to just exploring Havana again. It's always an adventure to be here. It's super intense on the street, lots of music, very, very lively. I think we'll be going to the beach and drink piña coladas. Yeah, so 10 days is quite a while to be here and gives us time to really kind of explore and meet some new people, and I'm really looking forward to my time here. We just had our first rehearsal for the Schumann concerto with a wonderful group of young people. I think it's kind of the pre-department of the conservatory, the music schools. I'm sitting here with 3 musicians from the school orchestra of Havana. What was your biggest reason to start playing classical music? Because in Cuba, what I see is so much music around. There's Cuban music everywhere.
In the schools where the teachers teach is classical music. When we graduate from music, that we work and we have to work, we play Cuban music too. It's something that we have in
the blood.
The blood.
Yeah. But did your parents say, here, play the violin the first time?
Yo de chiquita escuché, primero yo no sabía qué cosa era un cello, pero cuando...
She didn't know what thing was a cello.
Pero después me dijeron, no, vamos a ver el cello porque no había capacidad para violín.
She wants to play violin, but there's no violin.
Okay.
Tenía cualidad más para cello que para violín.
But here you did a test and they assign you an instrument.
Okay.
Pero cuando conocí el cello, la manera del sonido, yo no sabía cómo sonaba, pero cuando ya lo oí, me enamoré del cello y ya no quise cambiar de violín. Me dieron la posibilidad, pero no quedó, me quedé con el cello.
She fall in love with the cello.
That's great, me too. We're here in the house of my uncle and his family. This is my Uncle Tommy.
Yes, I am.
And his son and daughter. And Aimee, his wife. And of course Marie, who you all know. And this is lovely apartment outside of the old city center of Havana. So we just drove about 25 minutes to his house, and he's making a traditional Cuban dinner for us. Yeah, and I'm drinking a Cuban beer. So everything is perfect. This is the mother of Aimee. We met 2 years ago for the first time, and We can hardly communicate, but still we get along very, very well.
Hey, beautiful. Look. Bomba, rocket. 15 years.
Wow.
Yeah, right.
Hola.
Ready.
Tommy is the best chef in Havana.
In the world.
See you tomorrow. Thank
Okay.
you.
Look, it's a camera. Okay. The driver is my friend.
So yesterday night I met my uncle and his family and we had a really great dinner. He cooked for us a traditional Cuban dinner. My uncle is my mother's half-brother who was the only one together with my great-grandmother who stayed in Cuba when the rest of the family left. My mom was about 7 or 8 years old, I think, when they left. My mom hasn't seen Tommy, my uncle, since then, and I saw him for the first time 2 years ago and now yesterday. They gave us everything they had and they were very happy to have me here. So that was a great evening. And this afternoon we're going to rehearse Mozart String Quartet, Mairead and me, with 2 students of the Conservatory of Havana. It's going to be really exciting, obviously, because we've never played together. It's a nice process, of course, to learn, to get to know a piece with new people, because you have to start from scratch, especially with a string quartet. It's a very personal work because everyone really has their own role playing in the string quartet, and I don't do it that often. Probably first play through the piece. I think none of us have ever played it. Yeah, and then slowly as you work, you get to know each other. You'll talk about some phrasing, maybe some bowings. You listen to each other's way of playing, communicating. Then we're gonna try to make something beautiful out of it.
Something I felt here with other musicians is that they somehow have less barriers. Like, for example, you see, I mean, not just in classical music, also there's so much music everywhere that you see little children dancing on the street. It's kind of something that's just part of life. Music is just, yeah, part of every day, I guess. So I also kind of felt that from the musicians that we're playing with here, that it's a little more open somehow and maybe in a way more natural or without self-limitation that I think a lot of people kind of put on themselves.
People really want to play together here too, right? Make something together, create something together on the street. They ask you to come join in, but that you also notice that when you play a Mozart quartet that people are very together. They breathe together, and yeah, I think that has to do with their idea of rhythm, music and movement as well. There's a certain flexibility which we have less of. So this is the hotel I'm staying at, which is actually a convent hall where the nuns serve us breakfast. I'll just show you around a little bit. Yeah, this is where we have breakfast. It's closed right now. It's a very kind of Cuban breakfast, as in papayas, mangoes, and the nuns make some kind of fresh muffins, or sometimes they're eggs. It's just what they have, they give us. I think Libia is teaching here now, as you can see, or she just listened to some young violinists. Yeah, this is a little garden with lots of birds. This room over there is my room, and Marie is practicing there. So one fun thing about my profession is that I get to travel a lot, but Cuba is definitely not one of the places where where I get the possibility to go to often, because this country really does not have a lot of money and opportunity to invite people from abroad. There's a lot of salsa and traditional Cuban music around, but the education here for classical music is fantastic. This is one of the many, many very double-sided things I see in Cuba. People seem very happy, and it seems like a very happy place to be, but there's so many problems in this country, and I really saw that this visit more than last visit. First of all, people have no money or very little money, and it's very difficult to find food. To have a comfortable life is really only not for everyone. One of the big questions I asked myself is, what happens if you get a great education as a violinist or cellist here, and you graduate and you play really well, but what then? There are hardly any possibilities besides a couple of orchestras to actually do something with your craft or your art. I just played a concert in Filippo Neri, this church, and we played Mozart's D minor string quartet. And it's my second time in Cuba, but it was the first time that I actually played with people who live here and who studied here, who work here. And it was really wonderful. I really enjoyed it. You see so much music on the street and everyone is playing Cuban music. And I was curious why people would start classical if there's such a tradition of music already.
Yeah, I don't know, but I think the problem is because for playing popular music, you have to know the classical music. And I think this kind of instruments are classical. No? And I think that is why we play.
The classical musicians here who graduate from school, when they finish, what do? They join the orchestra of Havana, or what's their future usually?
The future is black. No. Some people go to the orchestra, because here we have three big orchestra. We have the other life, the popular groups. But of course, it's difficult. It's difficult to find work.
Do you feel a difference with musicians who have an education in Europe and musicians who have an education in Cuba?
Well, of course, always we have a difference, because you have a good school. Now we are a little apart to the world, no? Mm-hmm. Because we live in an island, and sometimes we need some people, foreign people, for know different things. The feeling is sometimes it's different, but I think in general we have the same idea sometimes.
I think so, yeah. At the end of a trip like this one, I have some kind of mixed feelings because, well, especially this time I saw how difficult it is here to pursue your dreams and your ambitions, and I also see how privileged I am in certain ways that I can do what I love, and I think we as Europeans can learn a lot from the kind of togetherness that people have here. People they're a team because they have to be, and we're very individualistic because we can be. And yeah, I love this idea. At the same time, it's a lot. It's a lot to because I'm not used to it. So I'm also very much looking forward to going back and having some more time for for myself to reflect on all of this, on what I have and what I can give and what people here have that I can learn from. So I'm looking forward to going back home with lots of new impressions. What would you say is the biggest difference between music making here and in Europe?
People here, musicians here, tend to somehow...
Sorry. What would you think is the biggest difference between music making in Cuba and in Europe, for example? So what would you think is the biggest difference between music making? So what would you think is the... So what would you think is...
I think that...
What would you think is the biggest difference between...
Ask me a different question.